as a program officer at Child Rights Institute. So basically in Sudan, as you might know, there is a lot of issues, starting from poverty, ending with war and conflict all over Sudan. And in the middle, children are one of the most vulnerable categories among those, including women and elderly. There is a lot of NGOs and international organizations and many bodies working to provide services, different services like education, health, and so many services. However, the issue of rights as right is not tackled throughout Sudan. So you just provide the service, and it's like up-bottom kind of providing. So Child Rights Institute was established in 2002 to tackle the issue of child rights in Sudan. We basically work on promoting and advocating for child rights among different institutions, government institution, civil society organization. We do that by training different personnel on child rights. Child rights as a broad topic, and then every time we work on a specific issue. For example, Child Rights Institute was one of the leaders in advocating and lobbying and pushing to draft the Child Rights Act 2010. So it was a very long process, started since 2004. So they started developing the act and pushing for it to be signed and so on. So Child Rights Institute also work on disseminating and advocating and raise awareness about different child rights instruments like the African Charter and the CRC among civil society organization, media, even government institutions. So we work in partnership with all these different bodies.
Examples of child rights?
We work on, like for...
What specific examples of child rights?
So at the moment we work on a campaign to end humiliating punishment, like to end corporal punishment. Child Rights has been working with the Ministry of Education to end the corporal punishment in schools, for example. We work with teachers, we work with parents, we work with school administration to train them on what called positive discipline. So it's basically a positive alternative to punishment. That's one of the rights of children, not to be abused, for example, and to have a safe environment in their schools. What other right we worked on? We worked with children, refugee children. For example, we have a wide community of Ethiopian and Eritrean refugees. So we work with the children and we work with the communities where those children are living, and we raised awareness about how for these children to have safe environments as well.
Are the communities responding positively or
very, yeah.
What is the rate?
Most of the communities actually, they started, in general in Sudan there is this negative perception of refugees, especially from Eritrea and Ethiopia. But I think it's just it's lack of knowledge or lack of awareness about the issues that facing those refugees back in their homes and when they come here. So after we worked with the community and we talked and discussed the issues that they are facing back in their home and in Sudan, the community members felt like kind of connected, because even in Sudan we face same issues like poverty, oppression, and things like that, and they were very responsive. And they actually starting picking up the positive attitudes toward the children or their families. They welcomed them in their schools. They started like friendship or like social relationships with the families. Before that, they were isolating them. So,
how does the future look like
in Sudan? Oh, that's a very
with regards to children?
Actually, to be honest, the government of Sudan is kind of very positive of child rights so far. So they are very responsive in matters of child rights. They are supportive of the Child Act. But they are not allocating budget. They are just they are just supportive from from far away. And things in Sudan, because all the overall situation is not very like it's not very shining. You know, we have economic difficulties, a conflict erupting all over Sudan. We have the election coming in 2015. So I think all these issues might negatively affect children's situation in Sudan.
Does that mean that it's not stable, that it keeps on going up and down?
Yeah.
Because of some factors like elections coming up?
Exactly,
so what
exactly.
systems can come in place to make sure that the children's situation is constant, regardless of...
I think to begin with is for the government to start investing more in children, like to raise, because for example they are investing more than 1% of their budget on education, for example, or on health. Like it's a very like little percent. So I think the first step to invest more on issues that affect directly or indirectly children, like education, health, even the family and child protection unit. It's a unit specialized in children issues and family protection issues. It's not very supported from the government. It was established by the support of the UNICEF and other international NGOs. So I think the government thought it's part of the civil society, it's not its responsibility. So to begin with, after the budgeting, is starting to build the institutions, child protection institution within the governments, like the family and child protection unit. And what we are working on now to include child rights in the constitution, which basically will be also a solid step to stabilize child rights when it becomes constitutionalized. So I think those are for now. Yeah, and then continue working on raising awareness within the grassroots about child rights, because still in Sudan we have those negative conceptions and negative thoughts about childhood or children in general. So, yeah.